Hi. Hi there. You want to say hi? Did you get a kiss?
No, he just blew
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah, that's a kiss. That's a llama kiss when they blow your nose. Yeah. Yeah. Hi there. Hello.
That is the llama.
Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Stop, Drop, and Knit. Welcome to episode 22. It is a gorgeous day out here. I am on Long Island, New York, and we finally have some spring weather that is more consistent. Last week we had like so much rain and it was cold and I wasn't able to just enjoy being outside very much. But this week is a different story. I have gotten to come outside every afternoon on my lunch break, and it's been just, it's been glorious. I'm not really one for warm weather, but this like low 70s, high 60s is kind of perfection. So we are going to enjoy this while we have it, because before you know it, it's just gonna be too hot and I'm just gonna, not a summer person at all. Yeah, so as you can see, I have quite a bit to share with you all today. Yeah, I've gotten a ton of knitting done, so I have lots of finished things to show off, and I started something new. And as I said, I've been sitting outside very much doing a lot of spinning on my lunch breaks, and I did also start a new spinning project. So yeah, and then this whole bag here is acquisitions. It's a very full bag. It's really, it looks like more than it is. So yeah, so we'll save that for later. I didn't mean to have any for today, and it just kind of happened, as these things do. So yeah, I hope that you guys will enjoy spending this glorious afternoon outside with me for a little bit as I share what I've been working on. So yeah, the first thing is the weather is finally nice enough that I was able to dig out my Marettimo sweater. So this is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks, and I knit this 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Let me stand up. I'll probably take some updated pictures and insert those here. But yeah, this is how it fits me. I think I knit the size small. I usually knit size medium, so probably if I were to make this again, I might go up one size. But right now it seems to be fitting me really well. The fit of it kind of fluctuates as my weight changes. My weight has gone up and down, like 5 pounds here, 5 pounds there, and that actually makes a pretty big difference with how this particular sweater looks on me. I don't have the yarn. I'm sure that I have leftovers of the yarn that I used for this, but I'm gonna see if I can remember what it is. I do have it all listed on my Ravelry projects page, so if you're curious about the yarn that I used specifically, you can always check out my project page. I will have that linked below for you all. The main body color, I see the sun is kind of shining on me, but I'll get up a little closer so maybe you can see without the sun. This main body color is actually a Plymouth Yarns Happy Feet sock yarn, and I want to say it's like a vanilla speckle colorway or something like that. And then this color here of the brownish one is something that I had already in my stash. I want to say that the colorway is also called vanilla, and it's a Madelinetosh light. It's Madelinetosh light singles is what this brown one is. And then the purple trim that I did is what is it called? I think it's just I think it's a sock yarn as well. but it might just be a fingering weight yarn. That one I don't exactly remember what it is. But I do have a lot of it left over because I did not need to use very much of it. So yeah, that one I'm gonna have to check the project page for. But I thought that these colors, I do love purple and brown together, so purple is my favorite, you guys, if you've been with me for the past 6 months. I can't believe I've been doing this 6 months now. That's crazy. Yeah, if you've been with me all that time, thank you so much for all of your support. I see that I might have to adjust a little bit as the sun, I've got this one tree over here that finally has leaves on it, so it will eventually be blocking a little bit more sun than right now. I might just have to kind of fuss a little bit with the camera just every once in a while. There we go, to try to get not so much sun on me. We'll see. I might have to wiggle you guys around a little bit. Yeah, so purple is my favorite color, and I like purple and brown together, and so I just thought that this might be a nice springtime colorway for this sweater, and I actually really like it. I wear this one often, every time that the weather is warm enough. I actually will also wear this a little bit in cooler weather. I've got another sweater in this purple colorway that's also a Matache light that I have not shown you guys yet, but I will dig that out pretty soon. It's like a lacy cardigan, and I will often also layer that on top of this. So yeah, so that's what I am wearing today, and I love it. I'm tempted to knit another one. I have yarn actually, I think, in the original colorways, the original being the ones that Caitlin Hunter used for her sample in the pattern. And I actually bought the yarn in those colors for that, but it was after I had actually knit this one already. So I'm not sure if that will become a second Marettimo tee, or if I will make that into a different sweater. So we will see. Yeah, so let's go into finished objects. Okay, you guys can see I have a stack of finished objects here. I had a few sample knits that I needed to get finished up for Tabitha of Long Island Yarn and Farm. I'm actually hoping to get these over to her this weekend because the Vogue Knitting Live is going on, and I think that she would like to have them to show. One of them is completely done, and then the other one I actually just bound off last night, so I need to go block it still. But she asked me to knit 2 samples for her using 2 different sport weight yarns. So this is what I have left over of the first one, is called Tiger's Eye. And this one is an alpaca silk blend. It is kind of a lighter sport weight. It's 80% alpaca and 20% silk, and it's 200 yards. And see if I can show you. There's kind of so it's all natural, but there's like little speckles of black and dark brown in there, and like a little bit of like a whitish, like more natural color in there, but it's like an overall dark brown. And then the other one that she asked me to do was in also it's sport weight, but it's a little bit thicker because it's a different blend. And this is Pink Clove, and I don't think you'll be able to see in the light, I'm not really sure out here, but there is a bit of shimmer to this one. So I don't, like, my vision on, like with the sun, I can't really see on the screen how well this is showing up, but maybe you'll be able to see it in the finished garment. So this one is also 200 yards, and it's an alpaca merino icicle blend. So it's got 70% alpaca, 25% merino, and then 5% of the icicle. So that's that little bit of shimmer, and it's so subtle. I don't know, I'm sure that it probably just looks like a white or cream yarn, but it actually is a very, very pale blush pink. So it's super pretty. And so I knit the same pattern for her in both yarns. And let me tell you, that was a lot of basket weave. I love working with Tabitha's yarns. They are amazing. But I am basket weaved out. I don't think I ever want to knit basket weave ever again, at least not for a very long time. But this first one, I haven't even tried this on. So this is the basket weave and what the yarn looks like. And basically it's a really long scarf. This is called the Classic Hampton Wrap, and it's a pattern. This is what it looks like all opened up. It's basically a scarf with a seaming the ends together, which I did with a 3-needle bind off. So the Classic Hampton Wrap is a pattern by Lisa Hoffman, but it's exclusive to Tabitha at Long Island Yarn and Farm. I haven't even tried this on to like see kind of how it fits. I guess you kind of wear it like this. Actually, this goes really well with my sweater. So yeah, I guess you kind of put it on like it's a wrap. I'm just gonna try to get it to, I haven't tried this on. I probably should have Bryce take some pictures of me modeling it before I give it back to Tabitha so that she can have some nice pictures as well. But yeah, so let me stand up. So it's actually really cute. I don't know if it's sitting completely properly, but yeah, so this one has been totally blocked and it's 100% finished. It is super pretty. And you just kind of, you wear it like a wrap, like a little shawl, kind of. But you could also wear it as a cowl. Like you could double it up like this. And so that's a really nice way to wear it too. So maybe I'll get some pictures. I'll ask Bryce to take some pictures before I deliver this, and I'll have it like both ways so that people can see how nice it looks. So yeah, like if it were a little cooler outside, you could get a nice cowl out of this. I don't know, now maybe I'm gonna have to knit more basket weave, because now that I've tried it on, I actually really like it. It was just so much basket weave. And I think it's because I was doing 2 of them. So I wanna get this to sit that way again. The other one, I have to block before I seam it, so I can't model it like this. I don't know. I don't think it's sitting quite the way that I had it, but something like this. And this is really nice for like a day like today where when it cools down later, there might get like a little bit chilly as the sun is setting, and this would be like the perfect little thing to wear. So yeah, this is actually really nice. And the yarn is absolutely luxurious. Her yarns are just beautiful. They're beautiful to work with. Now I don't want to give this back now. Now that I know how much I like it, I don't want to return it. This is a problem. That's the one difference between test knitting and sample knitting. I've never done a sample knit before. Test knitting, you get to keep the finished object. Sample knitting, you don't. So I actually have to give this back. It's really, really pretty though. So yeah, so that is the Classic Hampton Wrap. So that is going to be going over to Tabitha shortly. Probably get that to her either tomorrow. It depends how quickly this one gets done. So this one, as you can see, is not finished. I'm not going to weave in the ends until after I block it. But this is the pink clove. So it's basically, it's like a scarf. So I mean, I can put it on and you guys can see the color and everything. It's really pretty. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle at all. But yeah, I mean, you could easily like make a basket weave scarf in the same pattern. So yeah, this was the end of it, and so I just have some waste yarn in there right now, and then after I block it, I will be returning it onto the needles and taking out my provisional cast on and doing a 3-needle bind off of these two ends together. So yeah, this one is really, really pretty too. I hope that you guys can see the beautiful blush pink color. I'm not really sure if you can, but it's totally, totally lovely. This yarn, I don't know if you guys remember in a different video I showed you Rippling Sands sweater. I can insert a photo of that here. I knit this with the same yarn, but instead of like a blush pink, it's like a blush purple, because purple is my thing. The yarn I knit the sweater in is exactly the same as this. It is called Bellflower, and that has like a slight, very slight lavender tint to it. So I do have, maybe what I should do actually is get one more skein of Bellflower, because I have one full skein of Bellflower plus like half, I think. And so with this much left over, probably if I got one more skein of the Bellflower, I could actually make this for myself, and then that would go really well with this. I might have to knit basket weave again. I just might have to. All right, so we'll see if that project is something that comes to fruition or not. But yeah, so I finished both of these things. After I finish podcasting today, I am going to block this so that I can get this to her. Okay, and now I've got these really long. So I kept a really long end. I'm sure it's longer than I need, so that I can do the 3 needle bind off, just so that I didn't have to have an extra end to weave in. Okay, so I have another finished object for you guys, and you guys are gonna be excited to see this one, because I finished my Garland sweater, my Garland pullover, my Christmas sweater. Oh my goodness. So this is, my bra strap is falling down. I hate that. You guys hate that? Really hate that. So anyway. Okay, so my Garland pullover is done. You guys, I should put this on so that you can see it. I tried it on before I blocked it, and I haven't tried it on since I blocked it. I still have to weave in the ends, but it's blocked. So I just have ends to weave in. Oh my goodness, you guys. My Christmas sweater. It's done. I feel like I have so many things to wear today. So let me stand up. So I did not crop it. I just decided to knit it kind of like a regular length sweater. But this was, the design is by Stephanie Lotvin of Jellybean Knits. And she is the author of the self-striping rainbow, I can't remember the title. Knit Happy, that's it. Knit Happy with self-striping yarn. And now that this one is done, I am excited. There is the Bright Axis tee in there that I really want to cast on for my next like spring sweater. Yeah, so, all right. I did not bring the yarns out to show you like the skeins or anything. I have shown you guys so many times, but the main color is Barrett Wool Co. And it is her Wisconsin Woolen Spun, the fingering weight, and the color is Oats. And I love this yarn so much. This is the same yarn that I knit my Noctua sweater in. I feel like I need to maybe adjust this again, just a little. The sun is moving slightly. All right, we're gonna try this angle so that the sun is not just like totally making my face just all white light and everything. The sun is actually really beating down on me, so I don't want to leave this sweater on for too long. Okay, yeah, so this one, the minis are from Knitterly Things, and they are, the sock yarn club that I got always comes with a coordinating mini, because I elected to have that option included in my subscription. You can choose not to have minis, but I like the option. Sometimes I like the ones that are paired together with it, and sometimes I just don't use them. But I don't know if you guys can see that there is a slight amount of shimmer to those yarns. Let me get kind of a little bit closer up. Probably you can't really tell. It's really, really subtle, but I think that that's perfect because there's like this nice rustic yarn for the body of the sweater, and then just a little bit of shimmer up here. And this is just, I think, going to be so nice to wear this holiday season, and I'm really glad that it's finished now. It did take me quite a while to finish it just because I had a lot of other projects going on that had some deadlines. Now I don't have any more projects that have any more deadlines, and it is like the best feeling. I can knit on whatever I want now, so I'm so excited about that. I was going to do one of these cuffs in the darker green, this darker tealish green, and then I couldn't find the yarn. I know it's somewhere. I know that I had enough left over to do it and I was saving it, but it ran away. It ran away on me, and I don't have it anymore, and it's gonna pop up like as soon as I clean probably where everything is. I'll be able to find it, but I was digging all around and I was like, I cannot find it. So instead of having mismatched cuffs, I have matching cuffs, but I think it's really cute and I think it's a good length. And yeah, I mean, I was thinking about cropping it, but not everything has to be cropped. So I think it'll probably last me a lot longer this way, and it's super cute and I'm just super happy with it. This should be coming out soon. I don't have an exact date for you guys. Stephanie sent us an email a few weeks ago and she said that she was hoping for a mid-May release of this pattern, and it is mid-May. Today that I'm recording is May 13th. So if she does release it, it should be really soon, but I will try to send her a message and see if she has any updates on that. But I was really pushing to get this done once I heard she was going to release the pattern in mid-May, because it's much better to have a finished sweater to show off for everybody than it is a sweater with just one sleeve and a yoke, right? So so this is another thing checked off the list, and that is all of my finished objects. So we're gonna move on to whips, and I might have to do some rearranging here again. But let's take this off, it's hot. Wait, let me hold this up like really close, and maybe you guys can see the sparkle. I don't know, there's a lot of sunlight. Yeah. It's really cute. Okay, so my first whip, I don't even know if it's worth pulling this out to show you, because honestly, I've spent my time these past 2 weeks concentrating on finishing up those wraps for Tabitha and my Garland sweater. So, I mean, pretty pathetic that I am still working on my Easter socks. Usually it does not take me a month and a half to finish a pair of socks, but I've got a heel flap now. I haven't even counted to see if it's time to turn the heel. I really have hardly put any work into this, but that's where this is at. And I thought that I would at least just pull it out to say that this is going to be finished. This will be finished for the next episode. I must finish these. I think probably it's because it's getting so much nicer outside now, and I am not really wearing my hand knit socks. So I think that has something to do with it too. But the yarn that I'm using is Knitterly Things, and this was a colorway called Jellybean Remix from April 2020. And so this was my Easter cast on. And then the mini is this plum mini that came with it. And let me show you guys the finished sock that I have. So I do have one done, and I really need to invest in some sock blockers. But that's what this is looking like. And I guess you guys probably haven't seen this in the natural outdoor light. So there's that. I do hear some yard work going on next door or across the street. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. So this is the My Knitted Heart vanilla socks pattern by Elizabeth Suarez, and it is a free pattern. You guys can find that on Ravelry. So I'll have my project page linked up for that below. And that is the sock whip that I have. I really need to, like, now that like the hard stuff is done. I mean, those were not hard knits, they were easy knits, but all that basket weave was kind of tedious. Oh no, I was just, okay, there we go. Does that ever happen where like the end of a string of yarn when you zip something up gets caught? That's what just happened. So yeah, that wasn't a lot to show with socks, but I have a brand new cast on that I am really excited to show you. I'm going back to this angle because I'm just much more comfortable. I don't know. Sitting over there, it's like I'm looking all, I can't find the camera, and I'm like looking in all like weird places. So I don't think the sun is too bad. So I have a brand new cast on to share with you guys. I finally cast on Joji Locatelli's Lightweight Hipster that I have been talking about casting on. This is my second shawl ever. The only other shawl that I have ever made for myself was the Golden Hour shawl by Andrea Mowry, and I wore that like a couple episodes ago, and that was 2 years ago. So I have not knit a shawl in 2 years, and I've only ever knit one. And now I want to knit all the shawls, and I think that it's something with like having knit so many sweaters lately and just being kind of sweatered out as the weather is changing, and again, like not really feeling the sock knitting lately, also I think is due to the weather, but I am feeling like I need shawls in my wardrobe. And this is so pretty. This yarn is actually the yarn that Joji Locatelli used for her pattern. It is a yarn that I got in the fiber share swap. I have never purchased Magpie Fibers yarn myself. I've always wanted to, but I've never ordered online from her, and I've never like been in a situation where I have encountered it in person. So I've never gotten to like feel it and squish it and enjoy the beautiful colorways right up close and in person. Let me see what color this is. I think that my fiber share partner was a member of Magpie Fibers Fiber Society, and I think that this was like a surprise, one of like the club colorways. So this is her swanky sock base, and yeah, it's Fiber Society number 5. So whatever. And this was, when did I do that swap with her? Maybe 2019? It was definitely pre-pandemic. I think it was 2019. So maybe it was from 2019 colorway. I don't know if she had it for a while in her stash or not. I know that this was something that came in her stash. And so this swanky sock is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, and it's 400 yards, and it is gorgeous. So I had just this single skein, and I knew I didn't want to make socks out of it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So it's gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. These colors. Hold this up so you guys can see. My fiber share partner was aware that purple is my favorite, and purple is not her favorite. So I think that this was just like a perfect solution for her getting this color and not loving it, and me absolutely loving it. Yeah, so let's see. This is Magpie's label. Let's get a cute little feather. Magpie is a bird, right? Bryce would know. I think magpie is a type of bird, which would explain the feather. So I'm gonna stick this back in here. Now this is so fun. I've only knit on this for a couple of days. I actually did a big chunk of this last night because I was forcing myself to finish my commitments before I cast on something that was purely fun for me. And it's going to be hard to see because the way that this shawl is, it's definitely going to need to be blocked, but it's really cool. So you do a garter tab cast on so it was cast on over here, and so this is what the yarn is knitting up like in garter stitch, and it's so pretty. I actually really love the garter stitch for a shawl because it's like reversible that way. And then this was a little finicky, but it's really fun. I'm gonna stretch this out. Something just buzzed by my face. So check out this fun lacy stitch. So it's finicky because of the yarn over floats being so long, and when you're knitting on something, you've got like a lot of tension, or like a decent amount of tension there, and then it's a little bit scary because you drop your yarn overs. You do like you like knit a stitch or you slip it. It might be like slip a stitch, do like 3 yarn overs, and like you're like doing that all the way across, and I don't know, there's like a chart pattern. It's super easy to follow, but like when I did the first, it took me a minute to like figure out how to do the first row. But basically it's kind of similar to doing like to working a cable, because the crisscross is formed by switching the position of the stitches on your needle. And so that was like, you drop the yarn overs. I'm not going to give away the pattern, I don't think, at all by telling you how to like achieve this little stitch. You drop the yarn overs as you like slip the stitch over to the side, or knit it, I don't even remember what it is. And then you do that for like a certain amount of times, and then you take half of them and you you slip them over what's currently on your needle. So kind of like you like slip it over. Why can I not explain this correctly? You know how you get the stitches on your right hand needle, and then you take like some of them and you slip them over. You transfer some of them to the left hand needle by crossing them over, and then you slide them back, and then you knit them, and then you have this like crisscross effect with these really big open holes. And it's really, really cool. I did make one mistake somewhere in the section in just one of the pattern repeats. I don't even know if I'll be able to find it. Maybe when I block it, I will. I had to write the right stitch count. Something just got a little bit finicky when I was knitting on it, because the stitches then are so loose, and the tension of those yarn over stitches when you're knitting them is so loose. So like, and the yarn overs themselves, when you're sliding them across your needle, get kind of tight, and they kind of started crossing over one of another on the needle. So I had to continuously, is that a ladybug? Distracted, sorry. I need to know if that's a ladybug, not a ladybug. And then it flew off. So the one row that has all of the fun yarn overs and knitting the yarn overs and dropping the yarn overs and all of that, I found it to be really finicky because the stitches that were on the needle with all of the yarn overs, at least for me, tended to kind of switch places on the needle when I like scooched them up on the needle, and the yarn overs were really tight, so they were like kind of getting stuck. And then knitting a dropped stitch that's like this long, the tension is so loose. So I had to really spread everything out. I had to really spread them out to make sure that I was knitting them in the correct order and dropping the yarn overs and not the actual stitches in between the yarn overs. So yeah, it's an easy pattern. It's a fun pattern, but you just have to be really careful in that one row where you're doing the dropping and the twisting and the knitting, and just making sure that all the stitches on your needle are sitting in the correct order and they're not like accidentally overlapped and stuff. But yeah, I think that I'll probably have this done really soon. It's going really quickly. I think I'm like 40% of the way done with it already. So I did like the did the first, like the cast on, and then the garter section, and then this whole section underneath is called the texture band. And then there's another garter section, and then you repeat the texture band, and then there's like another garter section where you finish it off. So I'm like a fifth of the way done already, and I love it. I'm excited. I had actually purchased 2 years ago maybe it's a worsted weight version, the regular hipster shawl pattern. So when I went to purchase this lightweight one, it was 50% off because he said anybody who has previously purchased the pattern for the hipster shawl, automatically when you go to add it to purchase it's a 50% discount. So that was really nice. So the pattern was like $2.50 for me to like cast this on, and I've definitely already still want to knit the worsted weight version of this, so that might happen maybe in the fall or something, I don't know. So that is my new cast on, and I think that is all of my knitted projects. So I think that we're gonna move on to, what should I do next? Should I do spinning or Knitworthy? Because I'm gonna do Knitworthy. We're gonna go into Knitworthy before we talk about spinning. I'm gonna save spinning for the end because I think not everybody, I don't know if everybody's into spinning. I'm having so much fun spinning. But all right, so let's go into Knitworthy because I got some Mother's Day gifts that I am so excited to share with you. Okay, I did a little bit of rearranging up here for this next section. So I got the most awesome Mother's Day gift, and it is so fun because so let me show you what I got first, and then I'll tell you why it's so fun. So Owen got me the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book, and this is so funny because all of a sudden, like when this book came out, Owen didn't have any idea what Harry Potter was. I didn't really know anything about Harry Potter either because like the books and all of that stuff, they came out when I was in college or graduate school, or I mean, when the books came out, I did not, even though my friends were reading Harry Potter and all of that stuff, I just couldn't be bothered. I just wasn't interested. To be perfectly honest, I was like, and then my flute students were always all interested in Harry Potter because they grew up with it, and they were always trying to get me to read the books and everything. They're like, you need to read Harry Potter. I was like, I don't think I really, really do. So I have been oblivious to the fascination and obsession that surrounds Harry Potter. And I know that Harry Potter is huge in the knitting world with all the different Harry Potter themed advent calendars and colorways and everything. But I was just never into all of that hype because I've still not read all the books and I hadn't seen the movies. But now that I have a 6-year-old son, they have been reading the books, and I will be honest, Owen has seen every single Harry Potter movie, all of them, the whole series. He's not yet read all the books, but he has the illustrated versions of the Harry Potter books, and Bryce and Owen have been reading those at bedtime every night. Obviously, I'm sure the books are much more in depth in some ways than the movies. And so I'm sure that at some point I will read the books as well. But Owen has been getting me watching the movies. I have now seen movies 1 through 4 and part of movie 5. He keeps trying to get me to watch movie 8, movie 7, part 2, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I cannot watch these out of order. I guess he's got his favorite movies and his favorite parts of movies, and so he'll just watch them now. He did watch them in order, but he'll go back and watch them out of order, and he does not understand the importance of me having to see them in the proper order. So I've kind of seen like bits and pieces of random parts of the movie, but I've been like making him go back and show me the movies in the proper order. So I am halfway and a little bit into movie 5. And so I was in the bookstore one day with Owen, and we were getting some things. I went in to look for a pom-pom magazine, and I said, let's go over to the knitting book section, and right at his eye level was the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book. And he really wanted me to get it. I had him flip through it. I said, why don't you flip through it? And if there's things in there that, you know, you want me to make for you, then, you know, we'll think about it. I said, but, you know, so this was like a few weeks before Mother's Day. I said, I'm not going to buy this today. I said, you know, though Mother's Day is coming up, and so if you really want me to have this book, I said, talk to your father, and, you know, you guys can sort that out. So I guess Bryce had already been like, had that seed planted in his head that Mother's Day gift from Owen a good one would be the Harry Potter book. So I am now the proud owner of the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book, and I have yarn to make a Cornish pixie, the Fluffy, the 3-headed dog, and Hedwig, the owl. So I'm going to show you the yarn that I got. I helped Owen pick out the yarn for the projects. I said, you know, let's not start with a sweater because it's not sweater season, but so I'll probably make him a sweater for the fall, probably like for his like 2nd grade school photo or something like that. He'll have a nice Harry Potter sweater. But yeah, I mean, until recently, I knew nothing about Harry Potter. But I know that Harry Potter is huge with knitters. So do you guys think we should have a Harry Potter Knitting Magic book knit-along going on, and open up a Ravelry thread for it and have prizes and stuff like that? Because I can guarantee you I will be knitting my way through a large portion of this book because Owen is obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. So the Harry Potter knitting is going to be starting on this channel very soon, and probably going on for a good year at least. So let me know what you guys think about doing a knit along. Do you guys, I know that I have a lot of like older than me viewers of my channel. I know that I think I have some viewers younger than me, but I don't really know how many of you, my viewers, are interested in Harry Potter. So please let me know, because I'm going to be showing you guys Harry Potter stuff for a good while. And so I thought that it could be a fun knit along. I'm sure that many of you have kids or grandkids that are into Harry Potter. So let me know what you think. But it's a really nice book, and I'm going to link this in the description box below so that if anybody wants to partake in a knit along, you guys can have a direct link to where you can find it. Some pollen blew on my yarn. But yeah, so I was in the knitting shop last weekend with Owen. We went out to get a haircut, and then I took him to the yarn shop so that he could I could help him pick out the yarn, because he knew that's what he wanted to get for me. So this is the yarn that we picked up for the Cornish pixie. So let me show you guys. It's this guy right here. It's that guy right there. And it's like the first pattern in the book is this guy right there. So he uses some like bright blue yarn and then like a mohair type yarn for the wings there. And so I had Owen pick out the colors, and we got Barocco Vintage. So it's like a wool acrylic mix, a wool acrylic nylon mix in this like nice blue color. It's color 5153. And then we thought that this would be a good color for the wings. He was trying to get me to get white. I didn't want to get white. I was like, really, the wings were used in like this other kind of yarn, Owen? But he was really insistent that he wanted this. We found this color, which is a really light blue. This is color 5113. So we thought those would go well together. And then instead of getting the worsted weight, like alpaca mohair type yarn, we found this lace weight one. So this is Lang Yarns Lace Mohair Super Kid Silk. And so since this is a lace weight, I thought that I would like hold it together with this one, and that maybe we could create that like effect of the fuzzy wings halo kind of effect that way by like holding two together. So that's the yarn that we picked out for the Cornish Pixie. And then there's Fluffy, the three-headed dog. So yeah, I decided, that he was wanting stuff that he was going to be able to use right away, and all the other stuff is kind of more like fall, winter weather. So I thought just starting with these guys in the front of the book would be the best. So this is Fluffy, the three-headed dog. And the yarn we picked out was also just some Barocco vintage for that, and this is color 5103. So we just needed all worsted weight yarn. And then Hedwig, and I think he wants me to start with Hedwig, and I've been browsing the project pages. There's a bird. I love sitting and listening to the birds. I have been browsing the project pages on Ravelry for these, and apparently Hedwig's head is a bit of a pain in the ass to make, so of course he's starting me with like the most complicated one. But this is Hedwig, and it was a cotton yarn that they used for Hedwig, and it was like one skein of like a white, plain white, and then like a one that was called Spot, I think, speckled with like some black in there. And so it's not like a bright white, but I found a Malabrigo natural, so it's just like an undyed Malabrigo. And then they had a Mad Tash in Optic 305, and so this one kind of has those black speckles. Got a few other kind of speckles in here as well, a couple other colors, but mainly black. So he decided that he liked these together for Hedwig, so that's what we're going with. And so I think now that I've got my other projects done, I will be casting on for Hedwig very soon. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a knit along. I think that would be fun. I'll also announce it on Instagram so that maybe some other people will find it. But I think that would be really fun. And as I said, I'm going to be knitting so many things from this book, so I might as well do a knit along. So that'll be really fun to do. And so that's some of my acquisitions, but that was a Mother's Day present. So I feel like we'll stick that in the Knitworthy section. I think we'll switch over and talk about some spinning now, and then I'll do the rest of my acquisitions at the end, because I also know that not everybody is into acquisitions. So if you're sticking around for the spinning and the acquisitions, that's what is coming up. And if you're not interested in spinning and you're not interested in seeing acquisitions, then I just wanted to say thank you for joining me today outside, and I hope that you enjoyed your time here. But yeah, so let's move on to spinning. So as you guys know, I have been working my way through my unicorn. I just call it my unicorn. It is a Merino Stellina blend, and it's called Over the Rainbow. And this was, pollen just fell on me. I hate pollen. This is all that I have left now, but this was a blend that I got in my Paradise Fibers. I cannot talk. My Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month Club. That was what my husband gifted me for Christmas, and I love, this is the best Christmas gift. If you guys have spinners in your life, a fiber club makes a really awesome spinning gift. And if you're not into spinning, but want a really great gift idea to tell somebody, have them get you a yarn club subscription, because it is the gift that keeps on giving. I love getting a present in the mail every single month, and I love that I get to enjoy it for like the unboxing, and then I get to enjoy spinning from it, which takes forever on the drop spindle. So I've been working on this one for like 2 months. So I've been enjoying it that way for a couple months, and I'm enjoying making it into a yarn, and then I'm gonna get to enjoy turning the yarn into a project. It's like been the best. It's been the present that just keeps on giving and giving, and then every month I get another one, and then it's just awesome. It is so much fun. So I got the Over the Rainbow colorway, and I think you'll be able to see the sparkle out here in the daylight. There's a little bit of blue stellina mixed in here. But I started with 6 ounces of this, and now this is all that I have left. So it is so pretty, and I think you can see the shimmer there. And so yeah, I refer to this as my unicorn, because it just reminds me of like My Little Pony, and I'm an 80s girl, so My Little Pony was like my big thing growing up. So I have this much left. I don't think I'm ever gonna spin my way all the way through. I feel like I have not made a dent. I had 2 ounces of this green wool, chartreuse green wool locks. I feel like I am never, sorry, that was kind of loud. I feel like I'm never gonna actually work my way through all of this. 2 ounces, and yeah, so I've been creating an art yarn, as you guys know, because I've been showing it off like almost every episode recently, and I've been spinning it on my heaviest spindle, which is a Louet that I picked up at Brooklyn General when I visited Catherine earlier this year. I don't remember if it was January or February. I think it was February. But yeah, so that's what I've been spinning it on, and I'm almost done. I have these are the singles that I have spun since like the last episode. And so I just have a little bit more to go. So probably these 2 are gonna get plied together, and then this one with like whatever other single I create. So I'm so close to being done with this, and it is so exciting. And then I have already started plying it together. I think I have a couple more that I have done since. So it's turning into like this really bulky art yarn, which is really, really cool, and it's really fun. So yeah, I've been showing this to you guys, and it's coming along. I am so close. My goal is to finish spinning the singles, hopefully today, but definitely this weekend, and then have it all plied together, and then actually have this as a finished yarn, washed and absolutely finished, ready to show you guys the next time I podcast. So I'm super excited about that. I don't know, it felt like I was never gonna get through all of that fiber, and like I am seeing the end in sight, and I've had so much fun spinning this yarn. It's been a great lunchtime activity. I've been working on it not every day, but really close, and so my consistency is getting so much better. Yeah. So that is that spinning project, and it's really like fun to just be really into the spinning again, because one of my goals with this channel was to spin more consistently and have that to talk about, and finally I have like found the time to incorporate that into my day, and it's just been so great. But I also started a new spinning project. So I wanted to show you guys that too. So this is like total opposite side of the spectrum. Not at all colored. This is a natural wool I showed you guys this when I picked it up a month or two ago. And so this is from Tabitha over at Long Island Yarn and Farm. And this is, I think her sheep is a Cotswold. I think that's what it is. So I need to find out from her if this fiber is 100% Cotswold or if it's her Cotswold mixed in with like other breeds of sheep. So that part I'm not clear about. But her little Clover sheep, I will insert some pictures of Clover. I met when Clover was born 3 years ago, and she just had her 3rd birthday. And so Clover contributed to this roving, and it's not 100% Clover's wool. That's why I need to find out though if it is 100% Cotswold sheep, because that's the breed of sheep that Clover is. So I know that Clover was a contributor to this fiber, but it is not just Clover's fleece. So I don't know if this is 100% Cotswold. I'm gonna have to ask Tabitha when I see her this weekend. But this is my lightest drop spindle. This is actually the first drop spindle I ever got. I picked this one because it has like a purple tint to it. It's just gorgeous. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but this was a spindle that I picked up in 2018 when I first started spindling. I was at the Long Island Fleece and Fiber Fair, which was in, I think the town is Halleckville. It's a little further out east than I am. And yeah, so this was, a guy there had handmade this. I don't have his card and I don't remember like who he is. So, but this is like, I want to show you guys the difference between these two spindles. So it's a huge difference in size and weight. I don't think that this one, sometimes they have the weight on the bottom. Yeah, actually it is a 0.7 grams, 70 grams. 0.9. I'll have to see. I can't quite read it. My fiber is covering it a bit. I don't know how heavy this one is, but this one is very heavy, which is great for beginners. Like this, something like this is really like the type of spindle I should have gotten, but I was attracted to this one the most as a beginner, I mean. But this was actually the first spindle that I spun on, and I was able to make it work. This one is great for bulkier yarns, so that's why I selected this one for my art yarn project, because I knew that I was going to be creating something very bulky. And then I just wanted to show you guys how thin I am getting this. This is like so thin. I mean, when I ply it, it'll probably end up being like a sport weight, I think, or something. Not all of it is thin. I'm not finding my groove with this one yet. I'm in a really good consistency with spinning on the heavy spindle, and then this one just feels so different, and I'm not used to it right now. So I'm doing much more parking and drafting, whereas with the other one I can just kind of like spin now. But this is what this fiber is spinning up. For me, this is really thin. This would probably, it feels really strong. And yeah, I'm just curious. Like the yarns that I showed you with the wraps, I took them apart to see how many plies were in them in Tabitha's Sport Weight, and there were 4. It was a 4-ply yarn. So I don't know like what kind of yarn yet I might create with this, but it feels really, really strong. And yeah, I'm gonna actually pull some of the fiber apart so that I can show you the staple length comparison between like the rainbow one that I'm spinning on and this one. So this one's just really light. So let's see. I know that I have a lot of people who are interested in learning how to spin. So I hope that I'm at least inspiring you guys a little bit if you are new to spinning and haven't tried it yet. But so the first thing you want to do is figure out your staple length. And to do that, you want the fiber to pull apart easily. So like this is too close together and now they pull apart easily. So this has like a really, it's pretty short, I would say, and it's just kind of pulling apart. And it's really hard, but you can see it's all just kind of like floofy. I don't know the terms. I'm not, I'm still a very novice spinner, but you can see there's like a lot of fiber pulling away, but I feel like it's a really, really short staple length because my fingers are pulling it apart about that much. So yeah, it's probably about this long. And compared to, now I've heard that Merino staple length I think is also pretty short, but this one, it's definitely not as short as what I'm working with here. So let's see, I don't know, that's gonna probably blow away, but put that under there. So the Merino here has a much, you can see it's longer. So the staple length of this Merino is quite a bit longer, but also still pretty short. And you can really see, like, I mean, this is combed top, I believe, and this is more like a roving. So you can just see the different preparation. This I did, like, it was not in a braid, it was in like a ball, kind of wound up like this. So I'm pretty sure that this would be referred to as combed top. If you guys know, are more like knowledgeable about this than me, correct me in the comments. But it's not a braid. And then I'm thinking like this one, I don't know, I think it's maybe just roving. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, they're kind of like similar, but I can't tell like how much this has been like combed together or not. Maybe they're the same thing and it just feels really different. But I think that you guys can see like a clear difference in the staple length, and this is just kind of pulling apart now. So spinning this is just a really different experience than spinning this one. And I think that one of the things that's going to be really fun is to have a variety of types of spinning projects. Like so far, I've been working just on one spinning project isolated so that I feel like I can see it through. But as I'm finishing that one, I wanted to get another one going. And probably what I'll end up doing with this at some point is dyeing the yarn that I make. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just having fun, and I am trying to learn. And I really want to get the Fleece and Fiber source book. I do have some types of like spinning yarn books in my library, but the Fleece and Fiber source book I think would be really a great resource for me to learn more about like the different kinds of breeds of sheep that I am spinning and everything. So I'll link that one below too. That's gonna go on my I need to purchase pretty soon list, I think. That is all my spinning projects, so we're gonna move on to acquisitions. Okay guys, I have a little bit of everything for acquisitions this week, and I showed this in earlier podcast episodes, but when I podcast outside, I tend to like bring a whole bunch of stuff out and I carry it all in this bag. This is my Mrs. Brown's bag, Jody Brown from the Grocery Girls podcast. She has a shop and she makes her own knitted samples, and then I think she uses like spoon flour maybe, but she turns it into fabric. And so she knit this and she turned it into fabric, and then she made it into a bag. And I love this one because it's like my huge tote bag. It can fit like a really, really large project, or what I tend to use it for is as a big project bag to kind of carry all my little project bags. So like if I'm traveling, I will load up a bunch of smaller project bags into this big one so that everything is contained into one. And when we get to be able to go to fiber festivals again, I like to bring this one with me empty so that I can get my purchases and just have like a really large bag for all of those. All right, so I have so many interesting things to show you. I've got magazines, I've got fiber, I've got bear yarn, I've got my sock club. I don't know where to start. Everything kind of came in at once. So let's start, since we were just doing spinning, let's talk about the fiber. I don't always show my Paradise fibers in my acquisition section in my regular podcast, but this month's was such an interesting blend of stuff that I just wanted to pull out the two fibers that I got and show you. What they did this month is, I should pull it out so I get it totally right. As you can see, it's in like a recyclable bag. It's eco-friendly. These bags are eco-friendly. So they gave us a bio nylon blend of a yarn. So it's called their Eco Soul blend, and I'm not going to read all about it, but it is 85% bio nylon and 15% rose fiber. And I did a whole separate video unboxing this, so I am not going to read any of that stuff again. If you guys want to know about the bio fiber, the bio nylon in more detail, you guys can go check out my other video. I will link that one below as well. But the colors are so pretty, and it's a completely synthetic yarn. Nothing in it is wool at all, and I think that it's all synthetic. I think that the rose fiber is also synthetic, but it is it's supposed to compost much more quickly than other things. So I think that's the whole thing. But now I've got a little bit of pollen, like all the pollen, the wind just blew, and I don't know if you guys can see all the pollen falling down. Allergy season. But yes, I do not want to spin pollen, so get out of my fiber. Look at that. I want the fiber, not the pollen. Okay. But this one is so pretty. This one is called Grassroots, and the white that you see is the rose fiber. And so I had never even heard of rose fiber before, and that's what's great about doing the clubs is like I probably wouldn't just randomly order a lot of the stuff that they send because it's unfamiliar, and this way I'm like getting to spin things that I just, you know, a really wide variety of things, and it's really fun. But this color is so pretty. It's called Grassroots. And the other one that I got, yeah, so I mean, like they do a theme. So the whole theme was like May flowers, and so with the rose fiber, and then they had the compostable bags, and they also included like a little flower seed paper that you could plant, and some like coconut stitch markers. So that was really cool. And why is this not closing? I don't know. I can worry about that later. So there was that color, and I got two colors this month, and the other one is purple. It is so pretty. This one is called Iris. So they had like 5 different colors, and these are the 2 that I got. So that white, again, is that rose fiber, and then all the colors are the bio nylon. And so just because it's such an interesting fiber, I really wanted to just kind of pull that out quickly and show you because it's so pretty. Yeah, so that was, you know, this I'll be spinning on here at some point. So there is that. And then, all right, so there's that one. And then speaking of dyeing yarn, I got all of this bear yarn because, so there's a company called Naked Yarns, and they're in Maine, and they were having like a special sale, like their spring. I don't know if it was their spring sale or if it was like their Mother's Day sale. I'm not exactly sure. It kind of was around that time. But they had a deal where like for every pound, I think it was like a pound. I don't think it's a pound. I don't know. But they sell, so basically their entire company is undyed yarn for dyers. And they had like a special where like you could get discounts depending on how much you bought. And so the smallest amount that they sold was 5 skeins of whatever base you wanted to get. And so I was like, okay, well, 5 skeins, like that'll be great because I have so many dyeing projects that I want to do. Like I have a whole bag already just waiting for a project, like a huge amount of can't think of what it's called now. My mind is blanking on me. It's a flower. It's a pinkish reddish flower. I can't think of what it is. That's gonna bother me. I'll insert it here. But I have a whole lot of it that somebody sent me. And hibiscus, that's what it is. I have a whole big bag of dried hibiscus that a friend sent me so that I could dye some yarn with it. And I thought, 5 skeins would be great because each skein has 451 yards. So like this is easily more than a sweater quantity. And I have a lot of that color. So I was thinking about dyeing like a sweater quantity of fingering weight yarn with that, and that would probably turn out really beautifully. So yeah, they were having a discount, and I snatched some up because the ice cream man's here. That's not why I snatched some up. It's going right by the house. Owen's gonna be disappointed that he missed the ice cream man. We're getting good. We're explaining to him about like how you can like spend the $4 on the popsicle from the ice cream man, or you can spend the $4 and get a whole box of like 12 popsicles at the grocery store. And so I think he's finally putting it together that the ice cream man is a fun once in a while thing. Anyway, now that that's gone by, yeah, I figured, it can be expensive buying sweater quantities of yarn, and I did have a whole amount of this hibiscus that I thought would be a really pretty color. And so I thought, next time I am tempted to buy a sweater quantity of yarn, maybe I'll just do another dyeing project and hand dye my own sweater's worth, because it is a lot less expensive to dye it yourself than to purchase 5 skeins of hand dyed yarn that somebody else dyed for you. This is much more economical. So since I like to do dyeing every once in a while, I decided to jump on that. This is turning into a really long episode, I can see. That's okay. All right, 2 more things to show you guys. So my Paradise Fibers came for the month, and so did my Knitterly Things sock yarn. So this is my sock yarn club that I get from Julia over at Knitterly Things every month. I am in both of her clubs. So there is the regular Vesper sock yarn club. This color, you guys know already. I love it because of that purple. And it's really pretty for spring. So this is April 2021, and yeah, the colorway is practically perfect. And so this is an 80-20 blend, superwash, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And then this one is her remix club. So this is the one where she takes an old colorway that she did in the past and reimagines it into something a little bit fresher and newer. And this one is really cool too. This one is an 85% 5% superwash merino and 15% Donegal nep. So it's like a little bit tweedy. So it's a really, really cool base. And these colors are also very beautiful. It's called Muddy Waters Remix. So those came. And then the very last thing actually just came in this morning. There was this big box. This was hilarious because Bryce was like, there's a box from, I don't remember where it's from, like Knotty Wool, Knotty Yarns, Knotty Lamb. Maybe it's called Knotty Lamb. I think it was out in like Oregon, maybe. I hadn't ordered from them before, but he was like, there's this huge box. I see you got some acquisitions in time for your podcast filming today. And I said, oh, it's just a magazine. He's like, I don't believe you. This is a really big box. There's got to be yarn in there. I was like, no. I said, go open it and you will see there is no yarn in there. So he was shocked. I mean, it was like this big, it was like a 12 by 12 box or something. It was like huge. Like there could have easily been so much yarn in there. But I behaved. What I did was I ordered the magazine. So a few episodes ago, I had shown you, I'm going to open this right now so that I can show you the pattern. I got 2 magazines actually. There. So I had ordered from Ireland, from Life in the Long Grass, I had ordered a sweater quantities of yarn to make a very specific sweater. And because I ordered it as a kit, so that it was like I could just choose my size and they would send me like the proper amount of yarn that I needed, I was thinking that the pattern or like a link to a pattern was going to appear with my kit, but it did not. And this pattern is only available in the Life in the Long Grass magazine publication. It is not independently available for purchase. So I was like, okay, so I have the yarn to make this sweater, but I don't have the pattern. So I need to order the pattern. And so I didn't really feel like ordering it from all the way from Ireland again. So I was searching online a few days ago to like see if anywhere in the US had ordered it like wholesale, and they did. And so I found this little shop in Oregon, and so I was able to get this publication. It looks beautiful. So let me show you. I didn't bring the yarn out, but this, like, the pictures are beautiful. That is not the pattern. Let me flip to it. I think it's called the Ruffle Truffle Sweater. Here we go. I can show you this. So this was the, I don't know how well the lighting is going to be on it. I might have to insert a picture or something, but hopefully you guys can see that. Look at the sunlight on it, right? So this is the Ruffle Truffle Sweater, and I ordered it in the same exact color yarn because I loved the sweater so much. And so this is a pattern that I want to make to add to my like professional wardrobe. It's kind of a great like in between. What I do for my job is I teach flute lessons, and one day I'll be going in person again, hopefully sometime soon. But I hear a woodpecker too. It's really, I love sitting out here. But I don't have to be business-like or super dressed up, but I need to look put together, and I need to look professional and older than my students. Not really older than, you know what I mean. I just need to look professional. And so this is like a great sweater. It's got like this cute little ruffle at the neckline, and I have a couple of tops from J. Crew that have that neckline that I love so much, and I really wanted to knit my own. So I ordered the yarn a few months ago, and so now I have the pattern. And so, yeah, and there's like some other really beautiful patterns in here as well, so I'm really glad to have this. It was just like in Ireland, so I had to figure out where I could get it from. I could have ordered it from Ireland again, but I figured, you know. So then, when I was on the Knotty Lamb site, I saw that they had last summer's issue of Pom Pom on sale, so it was like half price, and I didn't have this one, and so I thought that I would pick this up. You hear that woodpecker? I don't know if you can hear it. It's so cool. I love it. Anyway, so I thought that I would go ahead and pick this up so that I had it in my collection, because I don't even remember specific patterns, but I am really kind of wanting to add, like, I do like this one, and I could see myself knitting this in this cute little like ruffle sleeve top, maybe in some different colors than that. And there's just like little tank tops in here and things, and I don't have a lot of warmer weather patterns, so I wanted to pick that up. So they sent this huge box to send me 2 magazines. So, all right, guys, I see that I have been talking. This video was almost an hour and a half. It's kind of crazy. So I need to go. You guys are probably getting sick of me. Yeah, that's everything I have for you today. I know it was a lot. I know these episodes are a little long. Part of that is just because I love talking about my knitting and I just can't stop talking about my knitting. Part of it is because I've also been spinning, and so there's that to share with you guys too. Part of it is because I've gotten into this like podcasting bi-weekly now instead of every week. Life is just kind of busy right now. There's just a lot going on, and should be good stuff, and just busy though. I'm like wrapping up the semester with my students, so there's just a lot of extra stuff going on. And yeah, I do plan to return to a weekly podcast format hopefully this summer, because they'll be a little bit calmer, and yeah, so but for now we have a couple extra long episodes every 2 weeks for the foreseeable future, probably for the next month or so. And I have been sneaking in some other videos. I know not everybody's interested in them. That is okay. They don't get nearly as many views, but I did just post a tutorial showing the process step by step for how I made the natural dyed dandelions yarn that I showed last week in my podcast. So that is up on my channel. I showed you guys also how I did a blocking video, how I really blocked up my sweater. And then I did an unboxing video for the Paradise Fibers. So I know that those only appeal to a select few of you, depending on what your interests are, and that is totally fine. But I try to at least post something so that it's not always a full 2 weeks before you guys can chat with me in this format. But yeah, I hope that you guys had fun sitting out here with me today. I'm gonna have to see what time it is, but if I'm hoping to stay out here and do a little bit of spinning before I go teach a lesson. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna enjoy this weather and try to get through the rest of that rainbow over the rainbow fiber so that I can finish that yarn off really soon. And that's everything. If you enjoyed today's video, as always, thank you so much for watching. I would love if you guys could give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. It just really helps the visibility for YouTube and people to be able to find this channel. So yeah, if you haven't already, I would love if you could subscribe. And I hope that if you are having as glorious a day weather-wise, that you're enjoying it as well. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Have a happy everything. Bye.
Sad we don't
Hi.
get wide another one of these.
Everybody's coming over to say hi. Hi, guys.
Look, look a duck.
It's not a duck, it's a turkey, I think.
Mommy, I want to see it.
Hi, hold on. We're taking a video of all the llamas here. Hi. Hello. Bye-bye. It's okay, they're scared of you. Let them come. He's gonna kiss you if he blows on you.
He's not blowing
That's
very
okay.
good. Let's see you.
Hi.
You, come here.
Hi. This one's gonna come investigate. Hi. That's a kiss. Well, hello.
I like the llama kisses them
You're
instead
so
one.
cute. Yeah, you are friends. Hi. Well, hello. You are cute.
Come.
You look like you've got a beard.
Llama.
Who are you? You're cute.
Who?
The one with the white and the black. Looks like he's got a beard around his face. So cute.